Well, hello there. I'm Kim Berry, editor of Food and Drink Business, and take a look around back in Food and Drink Business HQ. Welcome to this week's weekly news roundup. So it came to pass, Freedom Foods Group has released its financial year 20 reports, and it's as staggering as what most of us thought it would be. They've got a statutory net loss after tax of $175 million. Its profit from 2019 has been wiped and it has been restated as a $146 million loss. Its auditor, Deloitte, has said that it's identified significant control deficiencies. The company is now working with ASIC in its investigations. And there's a staggering $590 million in write-downs and restatements. 372 million of that is for capital expenses which had not been recorded as capital expenses. It looks like its cereal and snacks business and its specialty seafood will probably be divested as the company does a complete and thorough review of every aspect of its brands and its business. Legal action by Blue Diamond is ongoing. They're looking for $280 million from shareholders and investors to recapitalise. They're apparently in talks, exclusive and advanced, they said, which should be finalised by the end of the calendar year. It's worth noting that the board said in its report, within the annual report, that that deal is by no means secured, and that is of an ongoing concern as well if that does not go through. It's a brutal report after a very torrid year. And I think it's worth remembering that this is not just about financial mismanagement, potential fraud. It's also about a business and the people that work there who have been doing their best and were not aware of any of this going on. I think it's a really sad and sorry story for this year, and it'll be really interesting to see what 2021 brings for this company. In other news, China did announce at the end of last week that it's going to impose tariffs on Australian wines that are coming into the country in 2-litre containers or less. Basically, those charges will range from 107.1% to 212%. It will be in place until the 28th of March, although they could extend it out to the 28th of August. At the moment, it's in a 10-day appeal stage. The Australian Trade Minister, Simon Birmingham, really came out quite forcefully in response to this news, saying that it was grossly unfair, unwarranted and unjustified. He also said the government had not ruled out going to the WTO with the situation, and that it would explore every avenue to appeal this ruling by China. It was also the first time a government minister had come out and said it would not be unfair for people to have the perception that perhaps these actions were in response to other factors. There's a number of products and sectors that have been negatively impacted this year by tariffs and sanctions from China. China gave a number of demands to the Australian government in mid-November, and it's a situation that is really quite fraught for a number of industries. But it's interesting to know that domestic wine sales in China fell from 75% of the market in 2015 to 50% by 2019. And meanwhile, in that same time period, Australian imports grew from 268 million to 1.75 billion. So Treasury Wines has been the hardest hit because of the 1.3 billion annual market for Australian wines into China. They account for about 40% of that. Tim Ford held an investor briefing at the beginning of the week and said that the company has announced its contingency plans and will be really working to develop other markets through sort of North Asia, as well as also its US and its UK markets. I think that'll do. There's so much happening. Please head to the website foodanddrinkbusiness.com.au. And I must point out before I go, our final print issue for the year is out this week. The digital version is up on the website. If you're a subscriber, your print editions should be hitting your desk in the next couple of days. And of course, this issue carries our top 100 food and drink companies of the year report. And we developed that with our research partner IBISWorld, and it's sponsored by FoodMac. We go into details about the 100 top companies, who they are, why they're in the position that they're in, big things that they achieved this year, as well as perhaps some not so great things. Look at who's on the list, who's off the list, who makes our top 10. It is a bumper issue and one that we're incredibly proud of. So please head to the website for news, but also for our latest edition. A shout out to Hydroflux, who has been the sponsor of our video news bulletin. And with that, I'm Kim Berry, over and out.